So lovely to be here. Um, I'm Angie Torani, holistic healthcare practitioner, and today we are going to talk about mental health, which has been such a prime topic since COVID. So we'll dive in and see how we can work with holistic health how we can work with mental health in using overall holistic approach and helping the body to heal from inside out with whatever those communication networks that could be blocked, leading to all that anxiety and depression. So let's go ahead.
Lovely. In fact, this is one of my favorite topics too, Anjay, since I'm an emotional fitness coach, and I think it's the need of the hour talking about it,
Hmm.
understanding it. I mean, no matter how much we talk, it is less. So it's great that today's, life's topic is this. And I want to start with this thing that what do you feel are some of the most common mental health challenges that people face today?
Well, the common one that I hear with my clients and see in society is anxiety, a low grade anxiety, constant, and then bouts of anxiety which will lead to panic attacks, uh, which again feeds into insomnia, not being able to switch off their mind and go to sleep. And another very common with youngsters is lack of motivation. So just not feeling motivated, inspired, and yeah, that sort of low grade depression. And there are lots of different things that are contributing to this norm that's going on in our society. Social media is one of it, where there is this instant gratification and a lot of misery that comes from social media where not feeling accepted or feeling good enough or not being able to fit into social norms. So, where social media has given us instant connectivity and made our lives so much easier, it has made people more isolated. Um, and somehow that is impacting our society along with various other factors into these mental health crises.
So true. In fact, this part of you saying, we are not able to shut our mind and sleep is something that I've been also experiencing so much. And I get so irritated, the moment I wake up in the morning, I'm like, did I even sleep? It's like you're waking up
Hmm.
tired. And that really takes a toll on the mental health, the physical health. And you talked about social media, Angie. These days, we see, especially the younger Gen Zs and the generation, they're so woke about mental health. So, a lot of other modalities also, like counseling, therapy, people are talking about it. And people are talking about taking and seeking professional help. So, my question here to you is that body talk, how is it different from these traditional therapy and counseling?
See, counseling and speaking to a therapist may work for some people, and some people don't have anyone to share. And for them, many a times healing could be just speaking about things. Whereas many a times when you are talking about your issues over and over again, and trying to work it out through counseling and speaking and analyzing it, you're working with 10% of your mind power, which is your conscious mind. And therefore, the process could be much slower. Whereas with body talk treatments, what we work with is dive into the subconscious mind and target all the underlying belief systems, traumas, and stresses, and directly work with that subconscious mind, which is 90% of your makeup. So the results are much quicker. And emotional trauma, let's say somebody has got a situation in past and that still has got a lingering hold on them. With body talk treatment, it just works beautifully to be able to navigate, identify all those actively charged emotions in that particular relationship or that time period that could be sort of having a reoccurring pattern or small bits and pieces and being able to surface all that, synthesize and release it by using the mind body medicine. So, I mean, that's why I love Body Talk System, which is all about listening to the psychology of your body, listening to the symptoms. What's the story behind the symptoms? So even if somebody has got, let's say, autoimmune condition or hormonal imbalance, now literally name the disease each and every disease would have some sort of psychosomatic factors. And
True.
mental health is crucial behind what is going on in our physical health.
Absolutely. And you know what Pio has said, that is my millennials are also seeking therapy and counseling. I do agree, we all are. However, I feel that we realized it later on in our adulthood, the importance. But what I meant at that time was that Gen Zs are more woke at the earlier stage. And
Hmm.
she's also said the subconscious mind is tough to deal with. Childhood trauma is weird and it can come out anytime. Would you want to add something to this, Anji?
Uh, yeah, so childhood traumas are basically, interestingly, a lot of our programming comes from our early childhood. So fetal life plays a big role. Everything that is going on in our parents' environment could have a direct influence. Yeah, so everything that goes on in our parents' environment could directly impact the fetus. So fetal life is crucial. What gets imprinted there psychologically, as well as initial years in childhood, that literally sort of programs our wiring, how we look at stuff, well, self-esteem, self-worth. Yes, and they keep coming up and they sort of form our personality and create patterns. Why we get into
True.
certain relationships, certain problems over and over again. Now, with body talk treatments, they could be easily addressed by getting to the root of it, by getting to the time period where it was formed and addressing all the environmental factors and trauma. It is imprinted on our five senses. So imagine if you can't see, hear, touch, taste, and smell, world doesn't exist. So these are our windows to world and through which we are basically constantly perceiving life. Now, a lot of our emotional psychological stressors get imprinted on it. And once they are imprinted, then we perceive life through that stress, anxiety, self-rejection. So it becomes like, your windows that have got a filter and you're seeing a certain reality. So with body talk treatments, we're looking at neutralizing that filters, neutralizing those programmings, rewiring the nervous system and the amygdala complex, which is the center of the brain, which is all about fight, flight, survival mode, out of that stress mode and helping the body to heal from inside out. So it's rewiring the nervous system by clearing those underlying belief systems and all. And that's the beauty of body talk, and I would say the genius behind it, Dr. John Weltiam, who has programmed these treatments using the concepts of NLP, Chinese medicine, Western medicine, and it's the combination of Eastern and Western Oriental medicine approach, where you're coming up with these simple but profound treatments to clear all those psychological traumas and stresses from the subconscious mind. And it works amazing. So I have worked with people with major body image issues versus self-esteem and various different programmings that were sort of imprinted from early childhood. And with body talk treatments, there has been such a huge transformation in their life.
Lovely. And in fact, I think what PU asked, the next question which I was about to ask you was also related to the same thing about the emotional trauma and how body talk helps release it. And you answered it really nicely. Adding on to that, you talked about the subconscious mind, and then there are the patterns that have been formed with time and
Mhm.
these belief systems which are formed. So how does body talk target those? Because majorly those are the things that really affect our mental health, right? So what is the approach of body talk in targeting the subconscious pattern and belief systems?
So in body talk, there are various different treatments. One of them is active memory, which where we are using like let's say think about your prefrontal cortex as your highest computing power and you're putting programs where it's able to pull out all the files from the past memory. And these files could be emotional stress, anxiety, and so on, and being able to surface it. So it's the centers of the brain, which is called amygdala complex, which is like two element size centers in the brain, which is all about fight, flight, survival mode. And these centers of the brain, they are seeing everything that goes on in that. So let's say there was a trauma in childhood, or the child was being bullied in school. Now, everything that was going on in the environment, sound, smell, taste, everything is sort of recorded in these centers of the brain as a survival. Now, 10 years later, or in an adult life, a similar music, a similar tone, smell, color would sort of still trigger the amygdala complex into resonating with that survival mode as a threat mode. And that could show up like anxiety, that could show up as a rash or various different symptoms in the body. So, with body talk treatments, what we're looking at is unhooking that past trauma and story from the subconscious mind and helping the body to heal from inside out.
Great. And in fact, this is the similar kind of example. One of our, like Piyu has also shared in the comments that one of my friends found out about, you know, uh, like childhood abuse. And when her boss shouted at her, that time she had to handle her emotions. Next day, she had to go to the hospital due to nervous breakdown. So, as you said, some similar kind of music or voice or something that triggers, and that has come up because of something that happened in the past. True, I absolutely agree with that. And how beautifully body talk helps to actually detach that. So once that is detached, I'm sure those triggers and those responses would not happen in the current scenario. And
Right.
further, I want to ask you that talking about grief, Angie, because uh, traumas are there, but
So, what I wanted to ask you further was about grief, which is unresolved,
Hmm.
because traumas and things happen, but you know, losing somebody from the family, something of that sort.
Hmm.
Grief is actually a mixed emotion, right? So it's not an
Hmm.
emotion that we have hatred kind of feelings attached to, but how
Hmm.
to work upon that, and how does body talk works in handling the unresolved grief and such past traumas?
Grief is a useful emotion. Every emotion is there in the body for a purpose. And grief is about dispersing those attachments, those entanglements, and past memories, and being able to synthesize it so you're not feeling pain, but you have a memory. So clearing all those attachments, that is the healthy functioning of the grief. Now, loss and grief is basically, yeah, hard to deal with. And with body talk treatments, what we're looking at uh, optimizing those attachments and entanglements, unresolved issues of the past. As per Chinese medicine, it's the function of the lung and colon to grieve and process things and release it. And there are centers of the brain that are basically tapped into that function of constantly discerning what to let go of the past. So grief is when you lose something, but grief could also be just releasing the changes. And so somebody went through retirement, their lifestyle has changed, or things, the old friend is gone. So constantly, each moment, how we are letting go of the past and anchoring into the present moment, that is the discernment aspect of the body and grieving process. So we are more sort of in the present moment and being able to release and synthesize and process so that memory is there, but the trauma is not there. So with body talk treatment, we would be working on optimizing those centers of the brain. We would be working with clearing the underlying belief systems, attachments, entanglements, and synchronizing the head, heart, and gut brain to process the trauma. So it's able to sort of synthesize and function as a whole. So our gut brain is all about digesting, processing, assimilating, and our heart brain is about dealing with relationships. So grief, when we're talking about losing someone, the heart energy has to process it and synthesize it. So with body talk treatments, we're looking at sort of harmonizing these three centers and the precuneus and the center of the brain, which is all about your self-image, and this another center of thalamus, which is called section 8, central medial part of thalami, which has to constantly discern what to let go and what to hold on to. So we are looking at optimizing and clearing those filters. So grief is sort of a natural process and a healthier process to disperse and disintegrate those attachments.
All right. I mean, this was something really new and enlightening, Angie, because uh, I do realize that emotions are there, they get trapped
Hmm.
in our body, and that results in, the ailment part. But when you said that grief is specifically associated with the lung and colon part and the gut part, that's something I think a lot of people will understand and would be able to relate to their physical ailments also when they have unresolved grief. And I'm really
That's why,
yeah, yeah, please, Anji.
sorry, that's why somebody, when they have a loss, and many a times they'll get pneumonia, that is tears in the lungs. So lungs are
Oh.
trying to grieve and release. So just day before yesterday, I had this woman in my clinic, and she came for different symptoms and all. And the moment I started speaking to her, she was in tears. She lost her spouse, and that grief was just so intense for her. And we worked on clearing all that and balancing the nervous system, releasing and shifting all that energy. And her energy after the session was, oh my God, 100% shifted. And with body talk treatments, you work on shifting and releasing those emotions so your body is able to digest and process it and eliminate it. And it works very efficiently. So
Mhm.
there was she was a different person after the session, and she was just so happy to be able to deal with something that was disturbing her to great extent.
Wow. This is really, within one session, if such changes are coming, that really is, commendable. And I would really like to know a few more, such success stories, Angie, of
Hmm.
mental health, where, your clients had certain past traumas or, anxiety, insomnia issues, and how like body talk helped them.
Yeah, so I had one woman who was on anti-anxiety pills, and she wanted to get pregnant, and most of her anxiety was coming from being on IVF and going through lots of miscarriages and not being able to conceive. And with body talk treatments, it was like she was able to wean off the medication. She was able to conceive naturally. And it was like she felt for first time the weight lifted off from her shoulders. So body talk treatments work with a lot of different stuff because we're not actually addressing the symptoms, conditions, or diagnosis, but we are working with the whole body mind. But I would say, personally speaking, my favorite and where I see miraculous results is emotional psychological factors,
Mm.
like how quickly and that's what I feel like quite drawn to, how quickly it helps and shifts, because body talk is a consciousness based medicine.
True.
It is all about shifting that consciousness and clearing those filters so the person is feeling more grounded, calm, and relaxed.
Okay.
um, so yeah, working with anti-anxiety, antidepressants, it has helped people hugely to be able to wean off. Again, I've been working a lot with elderly who have been put on anti-anxiety, depressants, lots of different medication, and anxiety and old age. Oh my God, it just becomes simplified. It is like for no reason people are anxious, like a slightest change in the environment, they are
True.
uncontrollable and so on. And that is due to various different factors, hormonal changes and so on. And again, with body talk treatments, there has been such a profound shift that they've been able to wean off medication, and it has improved their quality of life hugely.
And one thing is that they, of course, they come to you and then they, have a session, which of course is going to help them many folds. I'm also curious to know here, Angie, that how can someone incorporate body talk into their mental wellness journey? Like, maybe start with simple things, or how can that be done?
Right. So body talk, first thing, I mean, they can come for a session, but I mean, I would say 90% of my practice is online. So it could be done on Zoom. And all these case studies that I'm sharing with you are people who I work on Zoom with. So
Oh.
it could be done uh, very well on Zoom, and it could be as effective. Self-help, I mean, there are certain techniques that you can learn and help. So one is brain balancing technique, which is to get your brain out of the state of shock with everyday stresses. And there's another stress release technique. These videos are on my website. We are going to share it here with the link. So there are simple techniques that you can learn. There's a simple self-help body talk seminar, which is called Body Talk Access, where you learn simple 5 techniques. And this is about realigning your mind body with these simple techniques on everyday basis to help you heal. And then there's a program that you would learn, and I mean, I just love it. I mean, I can just talk so much and passionate about it, which is also from same Body Talk organization and the same founder, which is called Mindscape. It
Mm.
is one of the best tool that you can learn to empower yourself for your mental health, for finding your solutions, for your personal growth, to healing, and finding your answers from within. Because, your subconscious mind has all the answers. And instead of finding your solutions outside, imagine you have your internal mentor, your coach with you who can help you demystify. So when you're talking about self-help, I would say Mindscape Seminar is something that I love and passionate about and that I use day and night for my personal life. And then learning simple body talk techniques to look after your health. Again, besides this, general tips for mental health would be journaling. So if you can't fall asleep, as you said, racing mind, writing your journal, putting out stuff, being more in nature, being barefoot on ground, which is again a big missing piece in our environment,
True.
and feeling that grounding to help you clear all those emotions. Being in nature is huge. Yeah, having good friends is powerful therapy, right? So when we talk about oxytocin, oxytocin is the hormone that makes us feel good. It's a happy hormone that comes from connection, that comes from close friendships. That is when somebody is nice and kind to you. But same hormone gets activated when you are showing a gesture of kindness to someone. You bought a coffee, you helped somebody. No matter how miserable you're feeling, it will lift your mood because
Mm.
it activates that oxytocin pathway. So yeah, I would say first thing is to be aware. Many times people are so stuck, and I understand it's hard to sort of be out of that rut when you are constantly feeling low and negative and you don't know what to do and nothing is working for you. So, firstly, acknowledging and sort of detaching and witnessing your journey, what you're going through.
Mm.
And then, yeah, whatever simple tools you can do to self help and reach out for help with body talk treatments. So, I offer 20 minutes free consultation. I'm offering discount offers on my sessions, as well as learning body talk treatments. Simple seminar and Mindscape could be helpful.
Yeah. And the line that you used, I felt that it was the most powerful line in your answer, which was that imagine you have your inner mentor or coach to help you. What could be
Hmm.
better than that? Your own body is helping you heal. Nothing from the outside required. That's the best thing, like a best gift somebody can acquire when the person learns it, how to do it, or maybe, even become a practitioner and help other people heal. And you
Right.
said, Angie, that you are giving 20 minutes complimentary session. You have these seminars also which are going on. So how can someone book a session or learn these techniques for themselves?
Yeah, yeah, I would say get on my website, bodytalksystem.com.hk. I do monthly free sessions, so that's another interesting gift. You can sign up and you can receive a free consultation. You can book in for the intro talk. You can book in for seminars. So all the information is on my website as well as we are going to link it here.
Yeah. And like I also want to know from you, another key, point is misconceptions. There are a lot of misconceptions related to mental health which are happening because people are actually using the term mental health, depression, anxiety very loosely. So because of
Right.
which, especially on the social media, there are quite many misconceptions as well. So is there something that you would like to debunk also in this life?
Yeah, see, mental health, I mean, in certain communities, it's quite tabooed. So people go through depressions, feeling low and all, and they never speak about it. They don't acknowledge it. Whereas nowadays, in many other younger generation, it's become a common buzz that I'm feeling anxious and depressed. So sort of witnessing what's going on. And many times it could be just lifestyle. People let's say we're talking about younger generation. They sleep 1, 2 o'clock at night time. They're having late night dinners. They are on the social media till late night. And naturally, when they are sleeping at 2 o'clock at night time, the body is not getting a deep rest. The
Yeah.
body is, so when you're sleeping early, let's say after 10 or 11 a.m. p.m. at night time, that's the good time to sleep, because every hour that you miss after that 11 p.m., you are missing your growth hormone. You are missing your deep, good quality of sleep, and you have got higher cortisol levels, which will contribute to your stress. So many times, just fixing your lifestyle, and I would say fixing your lifestyle, the biggest one is sleep. That
Mm.
just sort of rules everything. Because when you sleep early, your body's natural process is to process all those stresses and things that have gone wrong in your day and sort of recycle it and get rid of it and getting your wisdom out of it. So you get up in the morning and you're feeling much better. But once you are sleeping late, your meridian clock is out of balance, your circadian rhythms are totally off, and your liver, which the liver meridian runs at peak between 1 to 3 a.m. at nighttime. And if you're not in your deep sleep, the liver is not able to do its process, which is detoxification, which is all about clearing all those emotional, psychological stresses of the day. And naturally, you get up next day, your starting point is feeling stressed and anxious. So fixing your sleep is a big one that would resolve a lot of anxiety. And many times people may have sleep issues and they could have anxiety around sleep. Again, with body talk treatments, you could basically work on their circadian rhythms. You can work on repairing the functioning of the melatonin. It could be gut. Again, when we're talking about mental health, a topic that we can't miss is gut health.
Yeah.
Gut health, oh my God, it plays such a big role. And gut health is, like, in general, would be lousy with eating fast food, processed food, tons of sugars, soft drinks, and so on. Antibiotics, which could be direct consume of antibiotics or through all the animal products most of the time. So once your gut flora is out of balance, then naturally your mood is out of balance, because your gut produces 90% of serotonin, which is your happy hormone, and it produces GABA, which is anti-anxiety hormone. So these hormones are produced mostly in the gut, and they're sensitized by your gut microbiome. Now, stress, a lousy diet, all these chemicals and antibiotics could compromise the gut health. And once that is compromised, then naturally your mental health is in a mess. And many times people go through antibiotics and they're feeling anxious and depressed. So supporting your gut health. Again, body talk treatments work amazing with restoring the gut health. Probiotics is something that you can do. But again, it's just finding the right type and when and what you need, and rebooting your gut flora with avoiding all the sugars, chemicals, processed foods, and so on that is damaging it. So I would say body talk treatments help you to clear the core of the problem, and that gives you more awareness and likelihood where you are able to sort of make those big lifestyle changes and repair and eat healthy and look after your health. And we're all on this journey of personal growth. So it's all about clearing those filters and learning from our challenges and converting those challenges into personal growth.
You know, such simple things but such profound things you have told, Angie, because yes, indeed, I was watching this interview also of Amir Khan, the Bollywood actor,
Hmm.
and her daughter, because her daughter went through mental health issues, and there was this whole podcast which was there.
Hmm.
And she also said the first thing was sleep. And I feel, yes, I mean, though yes, everything is there, there could be many incidences, trauma, but this small thing, that fixing your lifestyle, fixing your sleep, fixing your gut health itself is going to make us, the body itself would be releasing those happy hormones, and it is going to help with our mental state. And like, I'm sure so many people have asked questions and messaged in between the live also, and I got to know that there are certain intro talks and webinars also happening in the coming months. So people, if they are interested, why don't you share some details about it so that they can also learn more about body talk system?
Right. So yeah, please join the Body Talk introductory talk, which is coming up in February. I think the dates are 13th and 14th.
14th, yes.
Yeah. 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 So These intro talks are for US, UK, Hong Kong, Asia, Australia. So it fits in lots of time zones. And that's the best way where you will learn about how this holistic healthcare treatments could profoundly shift your life and the whole science behind it. And then there are webinars that are coming up, which is Body Talk Fundamentals. And that is about learning this whole system, the science and philosophy behind it, learning those amazing techniques that you could learn and look after your health, your loved ones, or even start it as a profession. So I would say the genius behind the system and all the appreciations to Dr. John Weltium, who created. And I stumbled over it in 2005, and I'm just so amazed by it till now. Um, it's an amazing workshop, Body Talk Fundamentals, which is the starting point in Body Talk to become a certified practitioner, where you literally don't need any background. And he has simplified such complex concepts of NLP to Chinese medicine to Western medicine, psychology, and created a simplified version where anybody can learn and get amazing results to help themselves and to use it as a profession. So if you are a professional therapist in any form, medical surgeons have taken these seminars and integrated with their sessions, with their treatments and clients to amplify the results. So it is for anyone and everyone. And I feel it real joy and privilege to teach these because I feel so passionate about coming across it. Yeah, it's all about helping the body to heal from inside out. And it's all about working with that consciousness and optimizing our journey of life, which is all about growth, right? All about clearing those filters. So any disease and symptom, or whether it's mental health, it's where there is miscommunication going on, where there is psychological belief systems that are blocking it. And this is all about neutralizing and optimizing our journey.
Lovely. What could be more beautiful culmination to this live than what you said? And it really shows when you speak about body talk, that how passionate you are, and also healing people as well as training people to become more and more, many people to become body talk practitioners. And this is your chance, guys. The intro talks are actually free. So you can register for it, know more about, and that can ignite actually the curiosity and interest in you as well to become and take up and join up, sign up for the webinars as well. There are such beautiful content that Angie has put up on YouTube as well. I have personally learned a lot about how our mind and body works and how it helps us heal inside. So many things I have corrected in my lifestyle watching her videos. So you can go on YouTube, watch all those videos. That's all the free content to know about how you can work on your health in a better way. And of course, join the webinars or book a session with her. So I guess on this note, shall we end this live, Angie?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Lovely chatting with you.
Same
And
here.
I hope this, you'll find this helpful.
Okay, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.